But tell me a little bit more about your work.
So, the video.
Where's Saskia? She's here. She's
She
from.
had to leave.
She had to leave.
She had to leave from Delhi.
Oh, she's gone. She actually is on her way.
Yeah.
She's gone to Delhi.
Okay.
Her flight's tomorrow morning.
So what we do is that first the English team does the captions.
Yes, I understood that they have to do the captions and try and get it in the right timing and the right position.
Exactly.
Yes.
Actually,
And then you use that template.
we use that template
We
for
We
all
use a
the other
platform,
languages.
Amara, and in a way it's very good because it's like listening your satsang. I don't know how many times. Even a 5-minute video we're listening like, I don't know, for like 50, 100 times. So every word is going inside so well. Yeah, because you know, you have to listen and like you're saying something. And then because we have to type it. Sorry, I just ran so I'm like.
Yeah. But you're doing good. You're just telling what we feel.
So we have to type it. So like you're speaking with your flow and we type it and then we pause again just to match your lip movement with the word on the screen. So sometimes like you're fast, so we adjust the timings. I mean you're not fast, but
Yeah, slow.
So no, tell me the truth because you know I mean it does it. If you were really going to advise me, would you say to speak more slowly?
No. Sometimes
We love going over every
Yes.
word. It feels like such grace.
it's so much
because
satsang for
it
us.
takes,
It's very.
at
It
least for
brings.
me, it takes us deeper. You know?
Yeah.
But you must also interpret a bit, no?
We
Sorry?
do.
You have to interpret a bit
No,
also.
so there are new guidelines in English that they've released. So initially we would transcribe as you're saying, but now the new guideline is more going with the flow and the feel. So maybe
Yes.
we take out a few phrases.
Like
few
you know.
words.
Now we don't write.
So
you know.
when you
all
say
the
you
time.
see, you know.
This is better.
Okay.
It is better like this because one time we had a talk like even in publishing books
Yeah.
about how you stay with the colloquial expression
Yeah.
to give more the feeling or how much you would change it and say just keep it really clean, simple English. And my feeling was mostly just to keep it clean, simple English because people, they're not comparing it to something. So if they were, because it's different from listening experience,
Yeah.
if they're reading something, so we say clean it up more. But I think also for people reading and maybe for the for making it more simple, what you're doing is to get to really, you know, as much as possible you follow what I say, but sometimes you just have to make something simpler.
Bruno does that with Hindi translation. So he says that we don't really have to translate each line in Hindi,
Yeah.
but if there are like 4 or 5 lines, then we could comprise it in one line and let it stay longer on the screen.
Yes.
So it gives the
So
audience
it's
time
like
to
cheating,
consume.
but
Yeah.
not cheating.
Yes, yes.
It's
The
not,
essence is still there.
but it feels so right.
Yes, I
So-
prefer this in fact because I feel that everything is for the perceiver. Everything is for the one who is reading. Because it's not a courtroom document or something that you have to put everything, but more to get the vibration, to get the feeling of what you're conveying, so that the people watching can, you know, they really can feel it. So it doesn't have to be necessarily so precise, but more precise in the feeling more than in the words themselves. Because sometimes you know, I get some transcriptions sometimes from people. Some people who are transcribing like a talk, and it's got kind of like and like okay, but never mind. And it's difficult to read it because you have to chop these things out so that you don't get lost and you spend time, you know, trying to catch something that doesn't have a real significance. So just keep it as clean as possible. You know, like that.
And I think also when they do the translations from English to their language, they go by their feel that how it would read right to the
In your
local.
language, yes,
you
yeah.
know?
I feel this is very important. So, I feel to present it in the feel of your language so that, you know, because as I said, it's not that it's being compared to something. It's more that the important thing is that it can be swallowed easily. So if you have to break up the tablet to make it simpler, we do it a bit. And you have to judge how far you go with that. Not too far, and don't take too many poetic licenses and so on. But You know, just what is suitable.
So what they also do is there is a team that does the caption and there is a proofreading team.
Oh, okay.
So then there are two eyes looking at it, and the best part is the Sangha is so awesome. I mean, just so awesome that no, like really awesome that they help each other. You know,
Yes.
it's not there is. It's like you make mistakes.
I just want to tell you something that, you know, really, it would be good for me to say to you and for you to hear this in your heart, that the work that you do is the work that I do. It is really such a service, and because if even one person can hear you and understand and find access into this. I told you how this whole thing started because I was a little bit old school, you know, like somebody told me about YouTube and this time, I can't be bothered about all this stuff, you know. And we made one YouTube with Nataraj actually, and just lightly, and shortly after this in America, somebody wrote back and said, I am, you know, I'm in a state of distress. I can't leave. I'm told I'm terminally ill. He's passed away now, and you came into my room and guided me to freedom, and it was so strong. I cried and cried and cried. I said, it can do this. It can do this. It can reach people like this. So I think, you know, through internet and all this kind of, you know, I had a bit of a very backward idea about these things, you know, and it just turned my whole attitude completely around. And then I said, okay, let's work with this then. If it can reach people in this way, because I was feeling that it would get diluted and it would be just become something like some kind of digital, some kind of.
That's David.
Hi, Stephen.
His name is David.
David. Oh, this is David.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they were talking about. So, another one is Stephen. So this really changed my attitude. I changed, you know, because I changed quick. If something has to be dropped, we drop it and we take to whatever is better. And that was the birth of YouTube for me.
Yes.
And then I realized that, wait a second, I mean, there's something, a great potential in this. And now, you know, because there are many people who haven't got access, only this English-speaking world and so on like that. So when I came to know that this work was going on, Subtitles, I said, my God, you know, this is so good. And so being able to sit with you like this, not just hear about it, I just want to tell you that, you know, if even one life is touched and changed, it's because of the work you're doing.
But Guruji,
You're not doing.
you touched, let's say, my life.
We are doing the work. We are one. We are one. There's one family. I feel
We're
like
not
this.
doing, you know.
It is
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
We
it
don't
is not
do.
we working, it is you working on us. It is whole, whenever we are, it is you only there.
You know, it is the most selfish seva. That's how Tamara puts it. It's the most selfish thing ever.
That's what I used to say. I used to say actually, this thing about trying to, you know, just to do this guidance to bring you back to yourself is selfish, because it means that there are beings I could really be with, and we just understand, you know, like this. But I really say this because, you know, when you see, you know, a life transformed, and I have met many people who their families were not getting on, marriages not getting on, they're not getting on in their lives or by themselves and so on, and how much their life has really come back to life and oxygenated just by video and something they watch, you know. They say, you can do this. We used to, some while ago, you know, I was answering all emails one by one, hundreds and hundreds of emails. And then it occurred to me, wait a second, but this answer, many people could read this. You know, because I was thinking, oh, it's private. But in a sense, nothing is really private. I mean, some things, yes, we can say, but you know, it's a one human experience. And what I'm telling you, maybe 100, 200, 3,000 people can benefit from it. And that's how we started this Muji Answer things. They started responding and said, rather than just one, just open for everybody to listen. And we took out the details which I felt were not really necessary, and we found that it was just available to so many more people. So this way of seeing a Sangha working like that, I tell you, it is very, very, very powerful to see that you're speaking and the voice is going only to English-speaking minds and so on. And then now, Spanish people can listen to this, and not just Spain, South America, and all, just because of translation coming up using the same things. And so I have a high regard. When we first went to Monte Saja, because in a sense I don't like traveling so much, and I felt that Monte Sahaja would be a place where people would come and be immersed in that feeling of satsang and living day to day, because we live satsang. We get up, we eat, we get up, we work together. So it is very much, it's not like this is a satsang moment, it's everything. We sleep together, people freak out or whatever it is, it's okay. And so you get to experience life lived at this level. It's not just you go to satsang, you come home. You go to satsang, you come back to satsang, everything is like this. And I felt that that was what I wanted to offer, somehow a space where this could happen. And one of the main things was that whatever happened, we had to send it out to the AV team, the team of recording things and sending. They were the lifeline, because we're in Portugal in the bush. We're sending out things to all over the world and so on. So we knew that had to be a way, a kind of feed that would be reaching people from all over the world. And it's amazing to travel to a country, maybe I've never been before, and people, hey, Moji, thank you. I said, what? Because there's a book in Russian, or there's a subtitle in Russian, or whatever it is in another language. So it just is very, very joyful.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
When I came that day, that night, I had to meet Nadaraj. He was the one who gave me this. I should look for tickets again. So he told me to do the Facebook, and I was against Facebook also. I said, I have no socialization with Facebook. How would I get this out? And my sister, who has a therapy center, always wanted me to do healing therapies with her, and I would say, no. I'm like a wise man. People come to me and I say 2-3 things and then they go. I don't want them to come again. And then when I left Monte Sahaja, I was at the airport, I called her and I said, you wanted to help me? Yes. Just click share on Facebook, Muji Greek, which I will create as soon as I come home. That's it. She said, no. So I said, that's okay, no problem. And now there are people who like Muji Greek and they're not Greek. That's amazing. And they like, and they also post comments in English. So language is not a thing,
It's a
Yes,
beginning.
and words are not the thing. We listen to what you say, type it out in English. Other people take the English and put it into all the other languages. But we can't just say exactly your words. It has to sound right, but the thing is, it has to feel right. We have to put in the feeling. And so it's like we're saying things too.
Yes. It has to be something that itself has reached you and sent out from you. It has to be channeled to you also. And then it takes on this. It's like cooking. We buy the same food from the market, but it has to come through you. One cooks with love, another one cooks, and the same food will taste different. It will give a different pleasure. I know this is for a fact, in fact, because we see. Sometimes you go on and say, this is love, expressed as food. You know? And we've seen that like this. We were talking just the other day, one time in America, we went to one restaurant for Chinese food. We were like about 20 people or so, 30 people. We arrived there, we sat in the restaurant, beautiful restaurant, and there was a fight in the kitchen. I think husband and wife. In the kitchen, and they're not being discreet. I said, we were looking at each other like, do we want to eat here? We don't want to eat this food. This food ain't got no love in it right now. Not tonight, maybe tomorrow. The same thing. If it comes through your heart, you felt it, then somehow it will reach the heart of other beings.
Can I just tell you something? Because this may be true for everyone, I don't know. But I know that the reason I even wanted to do this in the first place was, you know, I was sitting in the United States, and I've only been watching maybe 3 years, and this is the first time in your presence. Thank you so much for bringing me here. But, you know, when you get the glimpse, there's something that happens, and you say, oh my gosh, everybody, I want everybody to have this opportunity somehow. And you think, how can I help, how can I help? What comes is, how can I get Guruji's message to as many people as possible without, you know, dogma, this kind of thing, just as it is. And for me, that's why I came. And I'm sure like we've been so touched, and our lives have been so enriched, blessed, that we just have to do it. That's the thing.
And it's the best satsang, because I've noticed myself, sometimes I'm so bored to do now work, I don't want to do translation. And then suddenly I say to myself, no, just go sit. No, just go sit. Don't make it such a big deal. Just go sit. And I go sit and I go, yes. That's so nice. You can see the place of the mind so clearly and by ourselves. You know, it's so good when you have this dialogue by yourself. You don't have someone to tell you, because then the power is within you. It's like the Guru is there. You can't get away with it.
Karma yoga that you spoke about, this is the best, because this the daily life you're working and everything, so these 10-15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever we take out, that's really, you know, this is that voice, this is the insight that came. So it's, and like I think Ananya would just say this, but we always get videos assigned which we need that time.
Yes.
Maybe not what we want, but what we
This is
need.
very true. We don't choose. Most of us don't choose.
And that must be really great, because how could we know?
And
When I first many years ago, you know, I told you I was selling incense on the street, and I had I was writing these little messages like on a piece of paper and cutting them out, and then getting some straws from my nose and cutting it into and I had a piece like a round toothpick, and roll them on, put them into the straw, put them in my bag. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them I had in there. And people would come and say, you know, incense man, can I have a thought for the day? Sure, you put your hand inside it, take something out. It was quite, you know, something for them, and they open and they read something. What it mean? What it mean like this? And I had a chance to talk to them a little bit. And it was so, that was my main contact actually. Many people had it was just what I needed to hear, man. This is just what I need to hear, man. Of all the things, this is just what I need to hear. He says, how did you know? I said, I don't know. The life is working like that, you see? And it brings to you the thing you need to know right now. It may not, sometimes might be a bit of a hard pill to swallow, but something is speaking to you and is conversing with you. Life is conversing with you like this now. And so you're telling me again, repeating to me things I found out long ago. Again, that it is something that comes true, and when your heart is connected with it, then it is a good good time to share it. So, Shri came and said, oh, we have a meeting with Subtitles group. Okay, we just have so many meetings. But it's so rich to sit and to hear you and to meet you like this, It gives a lot of...
When I wanted to start the subtitle, I started because I was showing to my sister and she said, can catch up. I mean, I'm not used to it, listening to English and comprehend at the same time, and my best friend also. And then I said, but if I ask them if I can do it, will I be consistent? I was asking myself this, will I be consistent with it? And then I started and I said, well, I don't have to be consistent. If God wants me to do it, then I'll do it. And each day I don't say to myself, I do this. I say, let me God just do it. And if you allow it to do it, then it's good. And how much I do it, it's always good. Doesn't matter how many videos I do, how many mottos I translate, how many, because sometimes the mind is what my beloved brother said, I want to do this book and I want to do that, and I catch my mind doing the same thing. I'm doing the writing of matter, and at the same time I want to do the Mala of God. And then I said, no, I have to digest. Today is the day, and I remember that God was sending the manna only for the day. He was saying, if you save it for tomorrow, I will not send you tomorrow. So every day I translate for the day. And if God blesses me to do this tomorrow again, then how much He sends me, I'm fine with it. I cannot say I will do this for life.
Because it will be running in the same beat with your heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, each one have their own way. Some work in one way like this. I know this way, this speaking, because very often I'm asking, okay, Guruji, what would you like for breakfast tomorrow? I said, what? I don't even know what I want. Tonight, I don't know nothing. Should we do this and so and so tomorrow? I've been asked this question. I have no way of answering this one. But if it comes to satsang, then whatever it seems that plans for satsang, it seems to happen. But anything that is to do with what do you want to do, I don't know, when it comes in that moment. And it's not that it's frustrating, it's only frustrating if you are insisting on something. But if you flow with it, you find, look, this is beautiful, it's a beautiful way. You find a way like this. So when there's a time for structure, the structure is useful, it works really well. I used to be a bit shy of structure. I always felt like I'm trapped. But I came to accept and to really be grateful for structure, because it was actually supporting the spontaneity. There was a harmony there, but it had to be discovered, And the best discovery is to drop yourself, and you find that something kind of moves, and to develop that sensitivity to listen and to move with the life as one organic whole, And so I'm very happy for this meeting. I'm very happy for it. And if there is anything I can do better, like you say, slow down, don't talk so fast.
No. Don't do that.
We are so natural.
For us, it's a good thing to keep on. In a way, like she also mentioned, to let others know that they should come and do this seva.
Yes.
I feel like, because it is very
Shri,
good.
that is something that we need
I
to
wrote it down. I think it's great.
One satsang, like we are hearing it so many times. It is good.
Yes.
Each and every word is like going down.
Yes.
Like when I said that 5 minutes will you be hearing 50 times, it's actually working 50
Yeah.
times on us. So
And-
it's for me it has worked.
This is very
And
good.
no need to slow down at all.
Yeah,
It
no
may
need to
so
slow.
even more so because when you say mind brings up contradictions, right? This you don't buy that. This you don't buy that. This you don't buy that. This. So in fact, when you're speaking fast, somewhere at least for me it worked that I could see how my mind also, and sometimes I don't even realize. So to slow that down, to give that space, So don't change, because whatever you do, don't change at all. Whatever-
Sometimes by itself I find my speaking becomes more slow.
Yeah.
I can't say why this happened.
Which is
And all the time it's like, sometimes when we were, especially sometimes working with translators,
It's very natural.
sometimes I'm working and something comes up very strong. And I just said, translator, be on your toes. And we just, and then to get it out. And some of them are very fast. Some very fast.
Yeah, and it's good because then we don't have mind. It just
Yes,
goes-
it's true. It's true.
It's just so it's when we're typing it does become difficult, but that's okay. Don't do change.
I said, I don't know, if it's meant to happen, then someone will hear me.
Yeah.
And I posted it on Facebook the day before. And one lady, which I don't know, she was new on Muji Creek, she posted and she said, I was there with you. And I said, this is enough for me. Even if I do no other translation in my life, and this lady has felt that she was in the same room with us, only for that one person, then my life is complete.
This is what I even one, and you feel, yes, this was the one I spoke for, and this one is like this. It is like that. Even one, sometimes in the whole room, 2,000 people, one of you listen in the heart and hear this. It's going to have ripples a long way from here.
And
You will just speak with this.
don't give us many chances. Like the fact that I didn't have any other chances, I had only this one. Once, I had to take it
Yeah.
and be fully in it,
Yes.
and not to want another one.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So happy this can happen. Guruji ki Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm inspired.
But it has been so rich, and the time I just been flying like that. Just been flying like that.
What you said about Monde Sahaja, it is true, because when I came only for 2 weeks, there was a time I said, no, I have to also subtitle. I mean, I'm here, I'm okay, but I have to find time. And I was doing a video, and I was sitting, and like it was the window that right opposite, it's your private space.
Yeah.
And then it hit me, and I said, I'm in my father's house. Normally I'm in my house and I'm doing his work, and I'm here, like I'm drinking from the source. So beautiful.
Very good.
Wow.
You're so happy. So happy. So you filled me in a lot of things I absolutely didn't know anything really about. No? That is very nice. It's very nice. And I'm very happy for this, because I like to know. But somehow there's so much happening, and I miss out a lot. So when I have a chance, actually, really, it's like this, and there's more of you, and you're doing this. It's like what happened when I went to the translating room. I'd heard, when I actually saw it, I couldn't handle it. It was too much. I said, oh my God, this is actually happening. And it's. I suppose that's what it is. You hear about satsang until you come and you really begin to hear it inside your heart. Then you realize, oh, I would have missed this, and this is really for you. It is really for myself, and this is an amazing thing.
Guruji, there is one request. Let this be the last time that I meet you as person.
This is very good. Because the sooner you leave that state, the lighter the world becomes.
Because for me everything is arranged. I was just telling Mirabai that I'm carried by grace
Yes.
for everything. And there is nothing waiting for me right now to go back to, or there is really nothing. So if I were to die right now, I can. You know?
Yes.
And and you've made everything so beautiful for me that I never really had to wait out for you to, look at me or, my questions. It's just, you've just arranged everything. So this last one thing, like you say, let's finish together.
Yeah. This is the fulfillment of satsang itself. To pull you out from this state of personhood to a state of presence first, and to really experience life as presence and not merely as person now. It's a natural evolution of consciousness, actually, to wake up out of the dream of personhood and to move in existence as presence. The same beings will be here. Everything is here, but to remove this distortion, of perception, makes your world light, and just releases the love that's inside your heart, because it won't get released in the name of the person. The person is far too selfish a state, even though they try to be unselfish. You see, it is like something that is, it is an infected state, you see, and I can't see, there's no choice, really. There's no true choice, because this human thing, it doesn't work by itself. It has to be linked with deep understanding. It has to be, the head and the heart have got to be one. And it's not the heart that must go to the head. It's somehow, this is just the language of the play, that the heart sends grace to the head, and the head turns to the heart, and some merging happen there. It is really what I call, the real call and response, the real kirtan of awakening. Something is calling you, and inside your being responds to this call and gets absorbed in the heart again. And there's no way you can regret that, because you're coming more fully back into your true place. In the meantime, and before that, the mind itself, in the form of the person, paints a lot of sordid pictures about, you're going into this black hole, you're going to give up all this freedom and all this. It's total baloney, complete nonsense. As you begin to, and this is perhaps why it is a gentle moving as you get reacclimatized to your natural environment of unassociated being, you see. So I see this movement happening. You can tell its fragrance, you can tell the feel, because, so many people have come also, and they say, this Sangha is amazing, because the people, there's so much love and it's not a pretense. It's not like it's some kind of, some sort of, pretense or, contrived state. The people are genuinely caring and so on. This, I said, but this is the perfume of the awakening state, that the beings are shining from their own source. So it is going to be like that, because if the tree is good, the fruits have got to be good. So I'm just, just so happy. We're so happy. We had an interview about a week and a half ago by someone from the Times of India came and interviewed. We had a beautiful interview. I said, I'll give you 45 minutes, It went on for 3.5 hours, we interviewed, because it was so enjoyable. He said, I've been all over speaking, really interviewing many teachers from this country, and I feel like I'm with my guru, and it's just so clean, so clear, and he's writing this article, and I said, but all this sprouted here. I'm a foreigner, I come here to remind you of your your birthright would come. You see, consciousness plays these games to say this is this arose here, but this awakening is for the whole world. It's not, because truth does not really honor any boundaries at all. It is for everyone. As I said, the language of the world's language, universal language, is consciousness. All the other kind of like language and so on, these are just translations. They're just interpretations of consciousness. Consciousness is the language. It is the bloodstream. It's the pulse of life. So I'm very, very happy. Also, you have enriched this happiness today.
We are happy too.
That's what I'm saying, you're happy too. You know what it's like to meet happy beings. There are some people don't believe that they're happy beings. They don't see happy beings. They see frustrated people and, you know, people with violence on their tongue and so on. To meet beings who are happy, they wonder, what's wrong? Why are you happy? I mean, you know, it's strange. Yeah, yeah.
What pills are you taking? They're asking me. Right.
Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you. So much joy. So much.